up on Small Town Big Deal.
Left.
You've never seen a boat race like this.
More than a dozen incredible crafts, all made out of cardboard.
They're pieces of art.
Who will make it to the finish line?
And who will get that sinking feeling?
Then history lives on in the great Southwest.
Through buildings that blend in and a lady who didn't.
She had a creativity that was unmatched, and that's why she got away, I think, with a lot of what she did.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl.
You know, Jan, I've been in a john boat, I've been in a sailboat, I've been in a tugboat, I've been in a fishing boat.
Pontoon boat?
Oh yeah,
Ski boat?
for sure.
Well, I know you've been in a boat made out of a giant hollowed out pumpkin.
Yeah, that was really wild.
Yeah.
But you know, I have never been in a cardboard boat.
Cardboard. Well, today is your lucky day.
Go, Rodney! Go, Rodney!
I think we can take them.
We've hit the water for the Cape Coral Cardboard Boat Regatta. It's an annual event located about 3 hours from Miami and sponsored by the Rotary Club of Cape Coral.
We have some events which we generate a lot of cash, and then we have other events like this one are more for the community. So we try to break even with this. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but it's just a lot of fun.
Come on, guys, paddle!
The regatta is a spectacle that also defies science. Everyone knows cardboard absorbs water.
So how did we get the boats to stay afloat? Well, that's part of the fun.
So we're gonna get to work, right? All right.
Yes, cardboard can be waterproofed with a combination of primer, paint, construction adhesive, and tape. It takes some elbow grease to get things ship-shape, but Tim and his wife, Rachel Hawk, show us how.
The paint is a great way to kind of seal it up.
Okay.
Slow to paint, fast to race.
Exactly. I want my boat to look good.
Yeah.
Right?
Tim and Rachel are morticians by trade, so I guess you can say this is a big undertaking for undertakers.
You know, you being a farmer, I'm kind of a farmer too. I don't know if you realize that.
How's that?
I plant people.
We might have made a grave mistake putting Tim and Rodney together. Luckily, I'm paired up with Rachel.
Yeah. Okay.
And our two teams have joined a dozen others. Each boat is full of character. Even this one, which may just live up to its name.
The Titanic, right on cue.
Before the race, there's a lot of showboating going on, especially from this team. The Queen of the Gulf is an impressive 2-story riverboat built by the new Residents Club, who even dress in costume.
Look at the paddle wheel in the back. That's motorized, all made out of cardboard.
Is motorization allowed?
No, not in the regatta, not in the race on the water,
So the motorization is just for the...
just for looks.
Turns out the top tiers are just for looks as well. They all come off, so rowers can fit inside.
We probably put 3,600 hours into this boat. Think of the changes we could have made in the world. And there you have it.
Well, you know, sometimes you're just supposed to have fun.
I think it's good for the soul, myself.
Yeah.
I'm missing 3 faces. Wait a minute.
The Queen of the Gulf crew says their main competition is always the Merry Mariners. And it's easy to see why. Their supercharged entry weighs 450 pounds and features a mock jet engine.
The boat is so large it takes a trailer to put it in the water.
Taking on a test run?
Not yet. This is it. This is the maiden voyage.
This is the maiden voyage?
Yes, ma'am. And we don't have a champagne bottle to break on the front because it's cardboard.
Another impressive entry is the camouflage swamp boat, complete with wildlife. Yes, even that alligator is cardboard. But every boat here is made mostly out of love.
One of our builders, Bob Polar Bear Davis, passed away of COVID and he was a great guy, phenomenal guy. That's why we named it the Polar Bear. And if you look at the numbers on the boat, he was born August 9th and died October 23rd.
The Merry Mariners also suffered a heartbreaking loss while preparing for this event.
The original designer and builder died. So I contacted his wife at the funeral and said, I will finish the boat for Mike.
And this patriotic vessel named Twinkle caught our eye because it's manned by Blue Star moms.
It's a mother of someone in the military or has been in the military.
We do a lot of things, packing boxes to send over to our boys and girls overseas. And we super excited about being here today.
So the inspiration for my boat, my dad, who worked for John Deere for 30 years, so obviously that is why it is green and yellow.
What made you choose red?
Because I'm an IH tractor guy. My uncle owned an IH dealership and we farmed with IH tractors on our farm. Can you believe this baby started as a sketch on a napkin? Can we sabotage their boat? Would that be unethical?
I don't believe there's anything that stipulates that you can't sabotage. You want me to help
Do not drill holes in the bottom of our boat. Yeah, I'm watching you.
You know, I can pick you up about 10 tonight, and we can...
You know, I heard every word. I'm just saying.
So Rodney better play nice tomorrow or else. Oh yeah, bye-bye.
That's some tough talk, Jam, but it's almost time to prove it in the water. Just one final touch. Officially a small town big deal boat.
We christen you, hope it floats.
Still ahead, chaos on the course.
Left, girl, left. No, other side, honey.
And who will go down with the ship? Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. The race is underway at the Cardboard Boat Regatta in Cape Coral, Florida.
Woo! You got this!
14 teams are paddling as fast as they can while hoping not to sink. But the race is mostly just for fun. The real competition is to win awards for the quality of the boats. They're judged in 7 categories, from overall design to best decorated.
This is a contest. It's not just how fast the boat goes.
We're looking for the design of the boat. We're looking for how sturdy it is, their theme, and their team enthusiasm as well.
Sometimes they sing, sometimes they dance. It's always fun to watch that.
Some teams will do anything to get votes, even offering cookies.
Would the judge like a bride?
Is this on camera?
Yes, this is on camera.
And you stop that! Don't you dare try to bribe me again!
Would you like another?
We don't need sweets to sweeten the presentation of our boat.
Amazing! I love the bubbles.
But the judges end up bursting our bubble. We don't win any awards. Top honors go to Queen of the Gulf, Polar Bear Express, and Miss Mariner.
And that's okay, because our focus is on the race. It's my team against Jan's.
Left to the right.
Row. And we both get in some much-needed practice.
I think the most important part to this is to row into unison and to make sure you don't smack me in the head with your row.
They don't have our feminine intuition. We're gonna do a couple rolls, roll it out.
You know how in the crew there's always somebody that sits in the back of the boat and says, row, row. That's going to be your job because you're behind me.
But I'm so used to Jan being there and telling me what to do.
Well, that's a good point.
Just, use your core and just go for it.
What core?
If we want to go right, we're going to row on the left.
Right. Wait.
That's right.
Row left to go right and right to go left.
Right.
Yeah, if we're going at a good clip and you just dip your paddle in, the boat's going to turn
to the
right.
Right, okay. Gentlemen, if you win, we're letting you in.
Not sure I buy that. But ready or not, it's time to make our way to the starting line at Seahawk Park.
It's gonna be better. John Deere International, Jann and Rodney.
I don't like y'all being on that side.
Go! And we're off.
Yeah, we're off all right. Off course. Way off course.
Left, girl, left. No, other side, honey. Other side.
Yesterday when I said I learned all this about steering and I'd get in the boat and everything would like whoosh, leave my brain. Yeah.
I think she thought we were supposed to go all the way across the lake and come back instead of go around the buoys. Ready? Turn. Okay, I'm turning.
Right. Oh, they killed us.
Looking good in our international harvester. We're an international harvester. Hi, Jen.
I know, I can't steer.
Rodney, should we go around this one twice? Yeah. So when we got to the third buoy, Tim and I were so far ahead, Tim goes, hey, let's go around twice. Let them catch up, you know, good sports and all that.
Oh yeah, I knew that wasn't Rodney's side. Yeah.
Woo. Here we come, Tim. There we go, finish. We got him, Rodney. Woo!
It was a good race, it was a fun race, and the girls probably looked better in the boat than what we look like.
Okay, I can see. Jan and Rachel look better than me and Tim.
Oh, it was great fun. She was an awesome partner. We laughed, we giggled. We gave the boys a run for their money.
You are my hero for being like the best partner ever.
We had a great time.
There is one thing we can brag about. We did stay afloat. See, the judges also hand out an award for Best Dramatic Sinking, and that honor goes to the ladies of the USNS Comfort.
But going under is actually part of the fun. In fact, the last race of the day is called the free-for-all, and it definitely lives up to its name.
Everybody puts their boat in the water and tries to sink each other's boat.
And yes, the Titanic sinks once again. It's clear the friendships created because of this race is one of the best outcomes.
We need a way to be able to spend some family time, be able to get together with friends, and what better way than to come out here on a sunny day and watch everybody sink their boats.
Up next, the amazing structures on the edge of Grand Canyon.
They all had a theme. This one was as if there was some hermit.
But the remarkable architect who created those buildings has a story all her own.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. As we traveled across Arizona shooting our Route 66 episode, one name kept popping up.
That name was Mary Colter, and we wanted to know more. We found out she was an architect in the early 1900s, which was something incredibly rare for a woman at that time.
Her buildings were as rare and unique as she was, especially those on the edge of the Grand Canyon. Her story is worth knowing. If you've been to the Grand Canyon, you have undoubtedly seen some of Mary Colter's work. Her distinctive structures are still welcoming park visitors today.
Born in 1869, Mary is described by one author as a Stetson-wearing dynamo, a tough-minded woman in a man's world.
She had a personality and a creativity that was unmatched, and that's why she got away, I think, with a lot of what she did.
It was Mary's interior design work with the Fred Harvey Company, the leading luxury hotel and restaurant chain that first put Colter on the map.
Architects were not women at that point in time, but she was the primary designer for Fred Harvey and Santa Fe Railroad. It tells you something about her creativity and how much the folks that she worked with understood her genius.
Colter was a true pioneer in architecture, combining rustic decor, Native American motifs, Spanish-based, and Mission Revival styles.
Her ultimate goal was to seamlessly blend her buildings into the landscape, to make the structures appear not so much built as left behind.
Each place had its story to evoke something special. They all had a theme.
Mary created an elaborate backstory for every building she designed. Every structure then had a very unique personality and design element.
Hermit's Rest was as if there was some hermit who was living here in the Grand Canyon.
The centerpiece is an arched fireplace set within a massive half dome. Colter ordered it rubbed with soot to make it look well used. It's reported she said, "You can't imagine what it costs to make it look this old."
So it's really hard to get a good concept of how big the Grand Canyon is, even when you're standing there. The buildings around the rim do help give a sense of size and space.
She was one of a kind, and there's not been anybody like her since.
About 145 miles southeast of here, we discovered another Mary Colter treasure.
And this one is said to be her masterpiece.
You may lose, you may win. Long before the Eagles ever sang about standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, the town was home to what is considered Mary Colter's masterpiece, a hotel called La Posada.
Since it opened in 1930, it has remained unlike any other hotel in the world.
When Colter designed the building, she designed it with a fantasy, like all of her buildings. And her story here was that this was a private home.
Mary envisioned La Posada as the grand hacienda of a wealthy Spanish landowner whose family arrived in the early 1800s and lived here for 120 years.
And that's what's really important for us, too, is to understand that story and bring it forward.
But the real-life story of trying to save La Posada is as good as any fictional account Mary created for inspiration.
As the great era of railway travel gave way to the interstate highway system, the lights went out at La Posada in 1957.
She died the following year, and most of her work here was sold off or abandoned.
For decades, only a small portion of the property was used as offices for the Santa Fe Railway, until 1994, when they announced they were going to tear it down.
So Alan, what possessed you to want to restore this hotel?
We really bought it just to save it. This was her biggest commission. This was the only place where she did everything. She designed the china. She designed the maid's costumes. She picked every piece of furniture. So this was her baby.
It took more than $11 million to painstakingly save Mary Colter's crowning achievement.
My grandmother told me when she was very young, she remembers Mary Colter on her back porch with her dad. She used to love to sit down and have a whiskey and talk about what her plans were here at La Posada, and she would say, you know, this is what I want, this is how it's going to be. And my grandma was so surprised that somebody spoke to him like that, and he really listened to her. I was like, yes ma'am, sure, will do.
This is a very specific place with a very specific story. It's based on the history of the railroad and Route 66 and the Fred Harvey Company and Mary Colter and all of that coming together in this building. It's quite remarkable.
Almost as remarkable as that Stetson-wearing dynamo who turned those Arizona desert dreamscapes into a timeless reality.
We'll be right back.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Small Town Big Deal.
You know, I loved learning about Mary Colter and her historic landmark buildings in the Grand Canyon. I didn't know.
And that was at a time when there weren't many female architects.
That's right, almost none. You know, I could have used her to help design my cardboard boat.
I don't think that was your problem.
My boat? No. It was my lack of steering and no knowledge at that moment of my left from my right.
And we even went around the buoy twice for you. Hey, would you do it again?
I would, but I would practice.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
I got mixed up. We got in so early. What place did you come in at?
I like the part where you looped around.
I know.
Yeah,
we
that
give
was
you an
good.
extra shot.
That was really nice. I said, the problem was I saw some really cute guys on that boat over there. Yeah. So I headed there.
That's a smart move.
Right? I thought so.
We saw some cute girls on the beach right here at the finish line, so we were on our way, man.
Oh, yeah.